Breaking news! Arsenal's £61 million transfer target is now interested in joining Liverpool instead of us, and this could be a massive blow to our summer plans. But that's not all. Newcastle have slapped a huge price tag on their biggest star, which could completely kill Arsenal's pursuit. Plus, Rodri has issued a serious warning about Arsenal dropping points in our final 2 games. If you want all the details on these crucial updates as we chase the title, subscribe right now, turn on notifications, and let's dive into the stories that could define our entire season. Let's jump straight into the first story because Arsenal and Liverpool could go head-to-head during the summer transfer window for Paris Saint-Germain winger Bradley Barcola, and we might already be losing this battle. The French champions are now open to selling the winger, and it could come down to a straight fight between the 2 Premier League clubs to land his signature. This is exactly the type of recruitment battle that defines transfer windows. The Gunners could get the chance to watch Barcola up close during the Champions League final on May 30th in Budapest. That would be the perfect opportunity to see exactly what he can do on the biggest stage in club football. Andrea Berta is keen to sign a new winger in the summer given Gabriel Martinelli's struggles this season, but there could now be a serious complication in bringing Barcola to North London. According to Le Dick Sport, a reliable French source, PSG attacker Bradley Barcola is keen to join Liverpool this summer. That's not what Arsenal fans want to hear, but it's the reality of the situation we're facing. The Reds tried to sign the 23-year-old last summer when he was still at Lyon. However, the winger ended up staying in France and eventually moved to PSG. But now Liverpool haven't given up on him. Arne Slot's team have now returned for Barcola with renewed interest, and their pursuit is stronger than ever ahead of the summer transfer window. They're making this a genuine priority signing, which tells you how highly they rate him. Barcola is believed to have a market value of around £61 million, as estimated by Transfermarkt. That's a significant investment, but not outrageous for a player of his quality and age profile. Meanwhile, the player himself is also very open to the idea of joining last season's Premier League champions. That's the crucial detail here. It's not just Liverpool wanting him, he actually wants to go there. Player preference matters enormously in modern transfers. PSG could now be open to the idea of selling the French international, who is not a regular starter at the Parc des Princes. He's sitting behind Hijack Kvaratskhelia in the pecking order, which is frustrating for a player of his ambition. Barcola wants a more prominent role next season, and Liverpool could offer him exactly that if he makes the switch to Anfield. Slot would probably make him a guaranteed starter on the left wing, which is attractive. Previously, it has been claimed that Arsenal are strongly interested in Barcola, and that interest is absolutely genuine. But we will need to get a move on if we're serious about signing him, because Liverpool are moving fast. He's not the only PSG star to catch Arsenal's eye either. Seny Mayulu is another young player of interest to the Gunners, which shows we're doing our homework on PSG's squad. With Gabriel Martinelli potentially set to leave Arsenal after his disappointing season, the Gunners will desperately need a new left winger, and we're now at genuine risk of missing out on one of our top targets to Liverpool. This is where Arsenal need to be decisive. If we want Barcola, we need to match Liverpool's offer, convince him that our project is better, and close the deal quickly. We can't afford to lose another recruitment battle to a direct rival. Now let's talk about Sandro Tonali, because Arsenal's pursuit of the Newcastle midfielder could end in failure this summer due to one massive obstacle. Arsenal have been interested in Tonali for some time now, and it's easy to see why. The Italian has emerged as one of the absolute best midfielders in the Premier League in recent years, and it's little wonder the likes of Arsenal and Manchester United are both keen on him. Newcastle, of course, are facing an uphill battle to keep a number of their star players this summer. Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall are all attracting serious attention from bigger clubs who can offer Champions League football. And while things might be financially tight this summer for the Toon due to financial fair play restrictions, journalist Pete O'Rourke has claimed that any potential deal involving Tonali might well get blocked by Newcastle's demands. Tonali and his agent have been discussing a potential move away for some time now, which has poured fuel on the transfer fire. The player is clearly open to leaving if the right opportunity comes along. However, while Arsenal might well like the look of Tonali's quality and what he'd bring to our midfield, O'Rourke has revealed that it could well take a mammoth offer to pry him away from St James's Park. Speaking on the Football Insider podcast, O'Rourke explained the situation. It will be hard to keep hold of him, but Newcastle will do everything they can to keep hold of him by probably putting a huge price tag on his head. With Newcastle maybe not having any European football on offer, it could see them lose a number of players. We do expect them maybe to have to wheel and deal in this transfer window to balance the books. So Newcastle are in a difficult position. They might need to sell players to comply with FFP, but they don't want to lose their best assets. The solution? Price them so high that clubs think twice. O'Rourke continued. Other players might leave before him, and if they do, that might mean they do not need to cash in on Tonali. I'm sure those clubs that are interested in Tonali will probably chance their arm and try to persuade Newcastle to do a deal for him, but as things stand right now, they want to keep hold of him. Whether or not Newcastle have their hand forced as the summer goes on remains to be seen. Financial pressures can change everything very quickly in modern football. As it stands, Eddie Howe has hinted that Anthony Gordon is the most likely player to leave Newcastle. Arsenal like Gordon as well, but Bayern Munich seem to be the clear favourites in that particular race. As for Tonali, he would obviously strengthen the Gunners' ranks massively. He's exactly the type of midfielder we need. Technically excellent, tactically intelligent, physically strong, and with genuine leadership qualities. However, at over £70 million, which is reportedly what Newcastle are demanding, is it actually worth Arsenal paying that much for a midfielder who may or may not even start regularly? That is the absolutely crucial question that the board and Mikel Arteta must weigh up carefully. We already have Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi and Miles Lewis-Skelly competing for midfield spots. Adding Tonali for £70 million when we have other areas that need strengthening might not be the smartest use of our transfer budget. Now let's talk about the title race, because Rodri has warned Arsenal that finishing the season as the team leading the Premier League can be incredibly tough, and every opponent becomes a massive challenge. Manchester City completed the Domestic Cup double on Saturday by winning the FA Cup, and they'll now be desperately hoping to catch Arsenal in the final two games of the season. They haven't given up on this title race yet. The Gunners head into the final two matches sitting top of the Premier League table by 2 points, with games against Burnley and Crystal Palace remaining. 2 wins, and the title is ours for the first time in 22 years. Ahead of those final two matches, Rodri has issued a strong warning to their title rivals about the genuine difficulty of finishing the job when you're the team being chased. Speaking after City's FA Cup victory, Rodri told Haters TV, "Yeah, confidence boost, but we don't lose our confidence, don't lose our calm. We still have 2 games to play. They're massive and they're very, very tough and very long. So everything can happen. We just need them to drop points." Rodri is being honest here. City can't control what Arsenal do. They can only win their own matches and hope we slip up somewhere. He continued, "It can happen in the next one or in the last game. If I were in their position, it's not easy to finish the task, and we have to be there pushing until the end." Think about what he's saying. He's speaking from experience about the pressure of being the team everyone is chasing. When you're top of the league with 2 games to go, every match feels like a cup final. The weight of expectation is enormous. Burnley and Crystal Palace should be 2 straightforward games for Arsenal on paper. However, Rodri is fully aware that football doesn't always follow the script. City nearly threw away the title back in the 2023 to 2024 season by losing to Aston Villa at home on the final day. They were losing that match in the 80th minute before turning it around dramatically. So Rodri knows from personal experience that anything can happen in football, and he's hopeful that Arsenal will still drop points somewhere. Rodri added, from our experience, we were losing the title against Aston Villa at home in the 80th minute. So everything can happen in football. We know how difficult it is to close the season in that position, and we know how difficult it is to beat every opponent in the Premier League." He's absolutely right about that. When you're chasing a title, teams raise their game against you. Players want to be the one who stopped Arsenal from winning the league. It's a badge of honour for them. Arsenal face a Burnley team that has already been relegated to the Championship, so they have nothing to play for except pride. Then we go away to a Crystal Palace team that could heavily rotate their squad ahead of their Europa Conference League final. On paper, these look like matches Arsenal should win comfortably. But as Rodri is warning us, pressure does funny things to teams. We need to stay calm, execute our game plan, and not let the magnitude of the moment overwhelm us. 2 wins. That's all we need. £61 million price tag on Tonali. 2 matches. Title number 15. Come on, Arsenal. Alright, Gooners, that's all the crucial news from today. Now I want to hear from you. Should Arsenal fight harder for Barcola or move on to other targets? Is Tonali worth £70 million? And will we drop points in our final 2 games like Rodri is hoping? Drop all your thoughts in the comments right now. I read every single comment and your debates are always incredible. Let's get a proper discussion going about these final 2 massive matches. And if you enjoyed this breakdown and want every Arsenal update as we chase the title, you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button immediately. Smash it right now and turn on notifications. We're in the final stretch of an incredible season. Until next time, Gooners, stay calm, stay focused, and come on, you Gunners.